If you live in an apartment building or you ever go into a hotel or a big building, just think of going up like, I don't know, 8 stories. Go look outside of the window of your room and just imagine that height coming at you and having to hold your ground. I was brought up and raised in the ocean. You know, the ocean has been my playground since I was a toddler. We surfed a handful of different waves up and down the coast of Morocco. They were probably some of the best waves I've ever witnessed in my life. Sessions with a couple of my best friends that I'll never forget. It was truly the trip of a lifetime until the absolute worst happened.
At what point, Billy, did you realize things were going wrong?
I caught a really, really good wave and just read it a little wrong, made a small mistake and fell in a really critical place of the wave. Where I fell, that wave sucked me up into the mouth of it and slammed me onto a rock on the right side of my body and just absolutely destroyed me. The second I hit that rock, it was lights out, and when I came to, it was an immediate response of that I'm in complete survival mode. I'm not just like, hey, I need help. Like this is straight up life or death. You can't forget pain that much, but a lot of it's just a blur to me. I think I was going in and out of just hyperventilating and blacking out through the pain. I'm very grateful that I had the team of people and my best friends there with me to save my life. What did bring fear to my attention was just the thought of not being able to see my children again. I lost my brother when I was 8 years old. Just a few years ago, I lost my mom to cancer, and they were all I have. I've never really understood what fear was until this situation.
But you had other concerns as well, beyond just your immediate health in that moment. Can you explain to me kind of the situation you now found yourself in?
Everyone in the entire world knows that COVID-19 was just starting to really crack down. I was in a state where I couldn't fly on a commercial plane with a pelvic break that bad. You can't leave a stretcher. The only way to get me back into immediate surgery in the United States was a private plane that medevaced me back.
It's just an extraordinary story. How close were you to perhaps not being able to get back into the States?
Countries were shutting borders like gates falling. Like it was literally just happening on the minute. Like it wasn't even like, oh, tomorrow or this day. It was like, oh no, they shut down. Like it was like, oh my God, we're like trying to beat them to the punch just to get an entry onto US soil. You can't heal by yourself. And that's something I learned real early on. What I had went through just to get onto US soil, I needed, not days, but I needed a few months to mentally prepare myself and heal my mind in order to even step back onto a surfboard. I'm very, very grateful and fortunate for my people in my surroundings, the community that raised me. It was a wild ride. It was crazy. And you know what? What I took in and what I learned this last summer was probably, more knowledge than I ever would have without going through this injury. So at the same time, I truly have valued this recovery as a blessing in disguise.